These are one of my favorite Kobes ever. What's up guys, Vinny here with Sneaker Tweaker and welcome back to another video. Today, for Mamba Mondays, we have the performance review, or not the performance review, I guess the regular review of the Nike Zoom Kobe 8 Protro in the Venice Beach colorway. So this shoe is, I would say, one of my all-time favorite Kobes. The crappy part is that this shoe in particular is the same shoe that Kobe unfortunately injured himself in, and that pretty much kind of took him down to just a bunch of injuries up until the end of his career. However, it does not translate to him, the shoe being bad or anything like that. It was a freak accident. Kobe put a lot of miles on his legs, and that season in particular, he was essentially trying to carry his team and will them to the playoffs, which he did, but at the cost of pretty much the rest of his career. Again, the Kobe 8 Protro, or originally the Kobe 8, I guess I would say, it was one of my favorite shoes, especially if you had a drop-in midsole that you got later. Me, I got it with a Kobe 11 when I did a Nike ID, and then I threw it into my Kobe 8s, and I would play with a full-length Zoom unit in those, so it was complete game changer. Again, this one is in the Venice Beach colorway, essentially a continuation for, I already did the review on the Phillies, the Kobe 4 Philly. This one, Venice Beach, which is the next stop, I guess I wouldn't say the next stop, but the final stop of Kobe's basketball career. However, this essentially resembles his time in LA, his career being in LA at the final stop. So the Lakers, he went through high school, he went through Italy, and then high school, and then California. This one, like I said, Venice Beach colorway, it's the lightest Kobe ever, particularly the original model. This one I think is a little bit heavier with everything that's put in here. These things also, if you guys are wondering what the box is, it's this thing right here. It's essentially the same Protro box that they've been using since, I think it was the reverse Grinches. It's more of a perforated scale pattern all throughout the box. The original Protro boxes were more kind of a matte finish. There was, I guess not matte finish, well, I guess glossy matte finish, whichever one, but it was more flat and muted. This one, these newer boxes have perforated scales on them to essentially resemble a mamba or a snake. Going back to the shoe though, these things, even in the Protro, have absolutely amazing traction, and again, it features the same traction pattern that they did in the original Kobe 8s, herringbone, and then you do have the scales kind of going through the lateral side and then going into the heel, and then more herringbone in the heel. Now again, the traction pattern on this, I did use them a little bit and it works absolutely amazing. I don't know if I'm going to do a separate performance review. I may, just because it is a new Protro. However, based off my experience with the original Kobe 8, based off, me just trying these on for a little bit, the traction is absolute money, just like it was in the original 8. It essentially would grab onto even the dirtiest floors and play through it. Dust, I wouldn't say is too much of a problem. Now this one is a translucent outsole, so it might get more dust in it. However, it's not like it's going to be anything crazy, and on top of that, whenever I did try these on, whatever dust it did have, it was super easy to wipe off. That being said, for those of you who also like some feedback, it does have some squeak to it, and for those of you that are wanting to take these outdoors and are wondering if the outsole is durable, I wouldn't take it outdoors, honestly, especially for how much resale is going on for Kobe's. I think these are now, for adult men's sizes, they are about $250 to $270, give or take, and I wouldn't, again, necessarily take these outdoors for the price that these shoes are. However, if that's your only option, feel free to. You are more than welcome to, and overall it's an amazing shoe. Performance wise, tractions are going to perform really well, going to get that feedback. It's just not going to be the most durable outsole because the rubber on it is also pretty pliable, and I wouldn't say the grooves are that thick or deep. So I would say veer away if you can from taking these outdoors, but again, if that's your only option, go ahead and do so. As for the cushion, the Kobe 8 Protro features a drop-in midsole just like the original, but this time instead of lunar lawn, they did upgrade it to, drumroll please, and if these midsoles could be easier to take out, that'd be great. This one is a full length React drop-in midsole. So React is a lot better than Lunar Lawn, and also on top of that, it will last you longer than Lunar Lawn. It is a more durable foam, and it is, I would say, one of Nike's top foams. So I would say it's right up there, or maybe right below Zoom X. And this thing works really well. Whenever they did use React originally in the Kobe AD and XE360, it was absolutely phenomenal. And in this case, it works again super well. You do also kind of have this like TPU sidewall that kind of goes, or it's a support wall that kind of goes through the lateral side of the midsole. And the cushion feels really nice. It is a low cushion, so you can still get a lot of court feel. And again, it is a foam, so you're not really getting any zoom or anything like that. Nothing really like Nike's top tech. However, again, for using foam, this one is more preferable than other ones. The only thing better than this would be if they use like a Zoom X drop-in midsole. However, I also think, I haven't tried this yet, but I'm going to try and put my full-length zoom unit from my Kobe 11 IDs into these and see if it plays. If it does, I may hoop in those, who knows. But again, cushion works really well. You do get that impact protection. You're not going to get a ton of impact protection, so I wouldn't say, just go crazy with these things. But for guards and shooters and all of that, again, you guys are going to be, you're going to be good to go. Shoe works really, really well. Now for the fit, the Venice Beaches do fit true to size. Kobe's, per usual, they do fit more snug and narrow. And for me, for whatever reason, Kobe's do fit a little bit longer, but I don't really go down half a size. There's a little bit more extra space, but I kind of leave it as is, just because I am a medium to a slightly wide footer. And with Kobe's, if I do go down half a size, it's probably going to really, really squeeze my feet. I know the Kobe 4 Protros, the most recent ones, the Phillies, they were kind of like choking, and that was not fun for me. I don't want to experience that again. I probably will play in those and just break them in, but I can tell you right now, that's going to be really, really painful. And I don't want to do the same thing with, all my other Kobe's going forward. For whatever reason, that was the only Kobe 4 Protro that it did it in for me. The previous, or the original Kobe 4 Protros worked like a charm. It was not snug at all on my feet. It fit really well. These things are still a little snug, but it's not as bad as the Kobe 4 Protro Philly. Again, fit, I would say true to size. A lot of people, it does fit them true to size as well. So that's what I would recommend if you are looking to go into these. Now, if you are wide footed, maybe go up half a size so you're not really getting all that tension on your feet. And then if you're narrow footer, true to size works. That would be my recommendation. As for the materials and support, Kobe 8 Protro does feature essentially textiles, TPU, and fuse overlays. Same thing as the originals. You're going to essentially get the same materials. TPU heel counter, which is super nice and supportive. And one of my favorite features that I loved in all the Kobe's that essentially included this, and I think it was only up to the 9. Yeah, it was only up to the Kobe 9 that they did this, and was the carbon fiber midfoot shank plate. And this one, they use a glass carbon fiber, so it's nice, glossy, and you do get all that support. You get a lot of original rigidity. The rest of the shoe is super nice. You do have this internal, I guess, kind of like I won't say an Achilles pillow, but it is more like an internal heel counter. Your heel locks in pretty nice and tight. The only, I would say, I guess, minimalistic thing on the shoe besides everything else, but the shoe is super light. But one of the places that are super light and super minimalistic is the tongue. Tongue is super nice and thin. Now with lace pressure and everything, that's not the best. And honestly, the Venice Beach colorway is the only one that they did this in the recent Protros. The original Kobe 8s also featured tongues like this. Only the Kobe 8 Protros are the ones that did not feature this tongue up until the Venice Beach colorway. So this shoe, just overall, it's a great shoe. It's amazing. If I could change a few things, I would just give it more like midsole options, maybe be able to Nike ID them, and then most of all, I would make these more available so people can actually get them and play in them. Nike is really notorious for, saying something and doing something completely different. And yeah, it makes for a pretty poor consumer experience. As for the weight of the shoe, the Kobe 8 Protro in the size 9, this is with the midsole, weighs in at 12.1 ounces, which not bad. And then without the midsole, it weighs in at 9.6 ounces. So super light shoe, super fun to play in. I'm not going to say it's going to be the most durable shoe, but if you haven't played in the Kobe 8s, I would say it's an experience worth having. Now this shoe does retail for $190. Again, that's retail. Resale is more around the $250 to $270 range, but retail price, and that's with all Kobe Protros, are $190, and that's a $10 price jump from what they normally were, which was $180. And then prior to that, I think they were going from $170 to $175. It's just over time they've just secretly been increasing. I mean, I guess not really a secret, you can see it, but they're just doing it by small increments so people don't complain, and then eventually, you know, Nike's gonna do what Nike always does, rip people off. Anyway, Kobe 8 Protros, just like the Kobe 8s, are a great performer. They are an absolute fun shoe to play in. I will maybe do a performance test on these. I'm not sure if I will. I may not. I'm definitely gonna hoop in them. I just don't know if I'll actually do a performance review, just because I have done one on the originals, and then these ones are pretty identical, and there's not really much of a Protro worthy feature in particular for me to actually go through and, you know, do a whole review on. But stay tuned, I may do it, and, you know, it might be fun. Now, a lot of people also ask us where we get our basketball socks from. The answer is from Amazon. They come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as one pair of Nike Elite socks. The ones we have are these 2 muted colors, which the white one and the black one, and they are quarter length. So if you guys like quarter length, they have them available in that, but they also have them in the high top version. Like I said, they come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as the Nike Elites, and these are pretty much the same thing, but without the Nike branding. They're cushioned, they're ventilated, and they're amazing socks, and they last a long time. If you guys do want a pair, hit the link in our description down below and go grab yourselves a pack. Not a pair, grab yourselves a pack. If you guys have played in the Kobe Protros already, whether it be this colorway, whether it be the previous colorways, let us know your experience down below. If there are any other shoes you guys would like us to review, again, comment down below. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.